And then we have zeros for the rest of the way. You can go ahead and type zeros for all of them if you want. But if you just select the first zero, you can say fill, repeat the first value, it'll fill the rest in with zeros. I can type them all in. You save that. Oh man, oh, I did this for me earlier today too. Sometimes it's burning. What?
I think you can start one row.
This one?
Yeah.
It doesn't, that one's blocked out. You can't see it up there, it's shaded out. You can't stop it. It's the same thing when I was doing it earlier. I had to come back and enter it again. It's weird. Sometimes I think if it's like click on something else and come back. If I do this one, maybe that's what it was. I just started typing them all. I think it might have been because I changed the units. So there are some aspects of these programs that are a little bit buggy. And it worked that time, so I don't know, we did the same thing earlier, so you may have to play with it a little bit. I think it had to do with the fact that I switched it to millimeters, then came back and tried to do it, so if you just switch the millimeter part first, hopefully it works. Alright, so now I have my precipitation set up here, so I need to add another component here. I'm going to add paired data. So I can choose different data types. So what I've given you is I've given you an elevation area function. So basically a table that relates elevation, area, and discharge. So you have to add an elevation and area. I'm going to call this one and then we also want to do an elevation discharge function. Create these. So now if I come down here into my paired data, I'll see both of these. Click on them, open it up. So the units are in feet and acres, that's what we have. So I can just start entering this in. So the elevation's 1230, 1231, 1232, 1233. Acres for this one was 1, 32, 33, 4. You could type these in Excel and copy them in if you wanted to. That's the elevation area relationship, and then you come here, elevation discharge, so you do the same thing, 1230, 1231, 1232. And you might be able to do the same thing where you increment it. I don't know if that'll work. It's not that hard to type these in. It's not that big. And then the discharge, 0, 155, 437. 1236, 1727, 2861. Okay, I typed those all right. So now we have our elevation area relationship, elevation discharge. So if we come back now to our reservoir, you see we have to define the elevation area function. And you'll say, hey look, there's our elevation area function we just entered in. Save that one. And elevation discharge, save that one. Apply that, save it. So now the reservoir is all set up. We have our basin models all set up. The last thing we need to add is we need to add our storm. So our our meteorological model. We say add new, just leave it as met1. So this basically says, what am I going to use for precipitation and where? So by default, you'll come here, you can also add like short wave, long wave, it'll do evaporation, all these other things we've talked about if you had input. You can do snow melt. We're not going to do any of that, we're just keeping this basic. We just want to do a precipitation specified how you need a graph.